Welcome to STARCARD Podcast. Here at STARCARD Podcast, we get a glimpse at the age of Aquarius ahead of us. My name is Breakaway Ray, and I am a real person. Welcome to a live tarot throw. Today is February 21st, 2026. It's 7-Card Saturday. I'm going to start off the show by throwing 7 cards for you, and then delivering to you an inspirational, uplifting message that was designed just for you for whenever you tune into this recording. Then I'll be presenting some ideas on the title of today's video, STARPOCALYPSE Meh. Then in about a half an hour or 40 minutes, hopefully less than 40 minutes, we'll get to tarot for the audience. So if you happen to be tuning in live and you would like a reading in the second part of the show, please check my instructions in the chat. Type in all capital letters tarot, please. Maybe you want to select a deck and even focus your question, narrow down your query for the tarot world. The tarot world knows what you want to talk about, so don't worry about it. I trust the tarot world to deliver the right messages for tarot for the audience. The tarot world delivers every single time. Welcome to the magic. And now let's not wait any longer. It's 7-Card Saturday. Let's go to the tarot cam. Freeze and okay, good. Hang in there, everybody. I'm adjusting the camera, getting things ready to go here. 7-Card Saturday. Today, I'm going to be using the craft deck with rider weight imagery. And we'll start off 7-Card Saturday that way. I want to thank the tarot world for waking me up early. And without facetiousness, I'd like to say thank you so much for making my head buzz and ring and giving me these great ideas as soon as I wake up to turn on the camera and talk to everyone tuning in about expanding their consciousness in lots of different ways. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 7-Card Saturday. The first card comes off the top of the deck in the first spot. We're going to go to the bottom of the deck for the 7th spot. We're going to cut in the middle and then fan and cut our way to fill in the gaps here. There's one over there, one over there. It's 7-Card Saturday, so I got 2 more spots to fill. Here we go. One over here and one over there. Do I have 7 cards? Indeed, I do. All right, everybody. I hope you're having a good weekend. Let's make it even better. Let's see what the tarot world has to say to us here on 7-Card Saturday. Hang on. I'm getting all my blocking set up. There we go. If I got it, wait a minute. All right, let's go right over here. You know what we'll do? We'll go 3 up here and 4 down there. That's easy. Here we go, everybody. First up, wow, the Hangman says it's time for us to take another look at something. Sounds a lot like this happens every day, everybody. The tarot world already knows the theme of the discussion I plan to have, and this might be like a little anticipatory set. As we say in the teaching business, we're going to have another look at something, says the Hangman. In fact, we're going to take a look at what it means to be the King of Cups. And we're not just the King of Cups for others and our subjects of our dominion, okay? But we're also the King of Cups for ourselves first, okay? So let's read about the King of Cups. We're going to go right to the Ethereal Bloom Tarot Guidebook. The King of Cups. In fact, I'm going to take some time out and read to you a lot about the King of Cups. The description first: the king sits on a concrete throne that floats in the water. An amulet shaped like a fish hangs around his neck. Behind him, a ship sails the waves. By the way, I want to talk about that fish that is on the King of Cups' amulet. This fish that hangs around his neck, this reminds me of the fish that shows up in the Page of Cups' cup, the card that says it's a happy surprise. So the king may have had a happy surprise in his past, and now he keeps that little fish as a souvenir memento of that lucky, happy surprise he had. But meanwhile, here's what it says about the King of Cups. You or a person in your life has built a balance between logic and emotions. Self-aware. They are mindful of those around them when taking action. I want to say the key word there is self-awareness. This is a king who's aware that he has a lot of authority when he even just pronounces a simple sentence. And I don't mean sentence in the punitive sense. I mean, if he says one thing, lots of people listen and lots of people take it in lots of different ways. So he's got to choose his words carefully. He has to present himself with a lack of drama, which means that he also has to have a lack of drama on the inside. He has to be able to control his thoughts and emotions to channel all this power that he has. So let's take another look, everybody, at what kinds of power we already have. And the Sun card says, first of all, the Sun does, wait a second, am I supposed to do this? Here we go. The Sun card says that everything's going to be okay, and you can smile, even though the Sun doesn't look like he's really smiling very much there, but that baby riding that horse is sure having a good time on that pony. All right. The Sun, don't forget that the sunlight is the best disinfectant. So again, it goes along with our theme today. We're going to have another look at the powers that we have already, and we're going to cast some light on it. Let's see the next 4 cards. This is the 10 of Pentacles. You should hear cash register sound effects right now. This is the 8 of Pentacles. And is that 8 or 7? Let me check. It is 8. And the 8 of Pentacles guy talks about working really hard at something, repetitive tasks to get really good at it. In basketball, you would call them, dribbling drills and shooting drills. Okay, you got to do them if you want to make that big shot someday. Okay, wow, we're doing really good, everybody. Here comes the King of Pentacles. We got 2 kings. We've gone from, I wonder if I can get some better light here. Okay. All right. Well, okay. So we've gone from a king on the inside, managing our emotions and thoughts and intentions. And now we're a King of Pentacles on the outside, where we hear the cash register go ka-ching. I mean, can you see all the coins and all these pictures? We're transforming our inner world by having another look at it to make things really great in 2026. The final card says, the 4 of Swords talks about meditation. The answer is, the key is in meditation. Bam. Well, I don't even really have to go any further with that. That's a great message, Tarot World. Thanks for shining some sun on my Saturday. All right, let's give these cards a toss, and we'll go right up to my prepared ideas to share. All right, like a page of swords. I'm sharing some new ideas today. I'm going to take a swing at it. Thank you very much, Tarot World. All right. Going upstairs. Those are all my notes. You weren't supposed to see that. That's okay. Have I got the right image here? All right. Let me see. So in case you're new here at StarCard Podcast, my name is Breakaway Ray. I like talking about the breakaway civilizations because we're breaking away from the one we're in now. We don't have to accept these limiting beliefs and limiting parameters that we've been trained to believe in. We can expand our consciousness right now, even in the next hour that we're hanging out together. So thanks a lot for joining my party at my house. It's 7 Card Saturday. I don't care what day of the week you're watching this. Okay, if you're hanging out with me now, we're having a good time. I am going to be checking with my notes because I want to stay on task. I want to get to tarot for the audience as soon as possible. So let me check and see what I've got here. Okay. All right. So I chose the title STARPOCALYPSE Meh. Okay, because when we talk about big changes in our civilization, we're talking about perhaps extraterrestrials befriending us. We might be talking about, learning about an ET takeover. Was there some kind of ET takeover that we're not aware of? And what else am I concerned about here? Oh, yeah. This is some crazy stuff when you talk about multiple lives, concurrent lives, split consciousness, life on other planets right now. Okay. All that stuff is going to freak me out for sure, thinking about all those things, because that's not how I grew up. I grew up, we're the only people in the universe. God loved us and created us. and there's nobody else on the outside. And we're top of the evolutionary chain, as a matter of fact. And our history, well, we could trust the historians to tell us what we need to know, because it's important for us to get back to work and make some money so that we can pay for things like electricity and food, because apparently there's not an abundance of it. That's what we're all trained to think. All right, so I'm here to say meh to all that. We're going to turn all that stuff upside down like a tarot card that needs to be rehabilitated, okay? So I say meh to all that. Now let me go see what else I want to say. All right. Well, you know, one of the things that sparked my interest in turning on the camera this morning as soon as I woke up was thinking about yesterday. Well, let's start off with, I like throwing tarot cards for other people. That seems like a lot of fun to me. I only get confirmation based on what people say in the chat, but nevertheless, if it makes someone's day, that's great. I had to start throwing tarot cards for other people because it was getting too spooky throwing tarot cards for myself. I remember way back during last summer, I would be throwing tarot cards and writing about it in my journal, and it was like having a dialogue, and I was marveling at the magic of how these ideas were coming in. And again, it got too spooky. I'm all, you know what? Let's set them loose on everybody else. I'm going to turn on the camera. I'm going to try to do it live, and let's see what happens. All right. So yesterday, what did I do? I talked about dreams. And then I said I did something unusual, right? I talked about the dream I had where I keep visiting this same pool, nice pool, nothing special, but, you know, definitely special enough to swim in. It did have a diving board, by the way. And, you know, where I'm at, those things are illegal for insurance purposes. But apparently I don't need to worry about that because this pool is probably on another planet. See, isn't this fun? This is for entertainment purposes only. Do you think I believe the stuff I'm telling you? I'm trying hard. Anyway, so I told the group about the pool, and I left out the part about how I went to one of my old neighborhoods where I used to live, and next door to the house I used to live in, which had changed for some reason, there were 2 dogs, and both of them were German Shepherds, and that came out later in an individual reading during the live or Tarot for the Audience part of the show. So I skipped. Now, normally, let me slow down here. Too much espresso, right? Okay. So normally when you have a dream and you want to explore it, you get out your notebook and you start writing about it. And then when you get ideas, you say, well, you pursue that idea. You know, what if this is the case? And what if that is the case? Well, then you'd have to write out, well, then consequentially, these would be the next steps and how it would all tie in. But what did I do instead? I got all cocky and I said, I'm going to ask the tarot world about my dream in front of everybody. And one of the questions I asked was, you know, am I dreaming about a pool and it's a life that I'm leading on another planet? Then I cut the deck and I came up with the 10 of Cups, which is the one that says it's a dream come true card, right? So that's kind of spooky, right? And then I kept on going, and it was clear that some kind of message was getting to me. And we saw the King of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. Well, I mean, is it really that simple, everybody? I know I make it look easy. I try to look nice when I turn on the camera. I try to remain poised and calm and composed when I'm on camera. And I'm glad I'm pulling it off. I got everybody fooled. But it did take some practice and some work and some training. I realize that there are some people who are just born to be quote unquote psychic. Okay. I would say that all of us are born with these gifts, but we do all have to develop them. And we've been told for a long time that we don't have these gifts. And now things are changing. We have people like Rob at the Typical Skeptic podcast, who's, you know, one of his main goals is to demonstrate for everybody that psychic ability is real. He's doing it the hard way. He's, you know, he's a professional podcaster, but he's like working for amateur compensation when he's doing a world-class job. And if it wasn't for people like him, other psychics who do this kind of work would have less credibility. And it benefits us to pay attention to what psychics do and to develop our own psychic skills if we're going to break out of this civilization that most of us are not satisfied with, because it ain't working out so great right now. So let me see what else I got going here on my notes. All right. So some spooky things, you know, are we going to have like a star seed apocalypse? You know, all of a sudden one awakes and has a realization of who they really are and where their star families are. And is that how everything changes? Yeah, maybe. Let me see what I wrote down here. You know, if I was leading a life on another planet, for example, right? We're talking about, for me, we're entertainment purposes only. I'm using my imagination. We're pretending. It's like when you stay up late at night at a sleepover with your friend. I mean, like when you were a little kid, you know, and you talk for hours. Well, that would have been in the 20th century. Now you'd all be on your phones and zoning out. Anyway, so is there another life? You know, really, there's another life? I led another life. Is it possible I led a life before this one? That's not really supposed to happen according to what I grew up with. I mean, I did a whole bunch of sacraments to get my head straight about how life works. And nobody ever told me about reincarnation. Okay. And now you're telling me that I could be living another life at the same time. You know, there's people out there that say you can basically take the human mind and fracture it into a 13 by 13 by 13 volume cubic set of personalities, which means that, yeah, not only could I be leading another life on another planet, I could be leading up to 2,197 total different lives. That's kind of crazy. That really suggests an immenseness of the consciousness of one individual that's almost impossible to comprehend and understand. Isn't this fun? You woke up on a Saturday and I'm trying to twist your brain. Okay, so let me see what else is possibly true here. You know what else is possibly true for me personally? There were at least 2 psychics who told me, and one of them I wrote about in the Convoluted Autobiography, that book right there. You can find the description, the link in the description to the Convoluted Autobiography and Let's Go Off Planet with Breakaway Ray. Okay, so I had an experience with 2 different psychics, and one of them I published in the book, Sean Bond. Okay, and they both told me that I might have a Pleiadian tie. And when I say Pleiadian, I'm going to put a slash, quotation marks, space German, close quotes, tie. And that's definitely hard for me to wrap my mind around. I've been always so proud of my 100% Italian American heritage. I've been on the Pope team since there were popes. My family comes from the mountains of southern Italy. And now I find out that I have some other spiritual tie, perhaps to space Germans. And now, if you're wondering what space Germans are, well, welcome to StarCard Podcast. You should go check out the John Whitberg playlist at StarCard Podcast. And there's one where he talks about planet Vesta. Anyway, you can learn more about space Germans. Oh, yeah, there's another one, why space Germans leave clones behind. That's also another video on that playlist. Check those titles. Well, anyway, it makes me wonder when I consider where space Germans come from. They came from Antarctica during the middle of the 20th century, and they had some skills with consciousness that we don't like to admit actually exists. It's called mind control. It's spelled with a K. And so now I'm wondering, you know, what am I, just like am I just a model, a template sent down here to deliver lessons? I mean, I'm trying to like figure out what I'm supposed to be doing here. Apparently I have some knowledge that people appreciate. That's why I have subscribers. Thank you so much. That's why people tune in from around the planet. And I've only been doing this since August. So this is pretty awesome. What am I doing? I want to show integrity. I want to have integrity, but am I here to deliver messages? And then am I just upgrading the fish on the fish farm so that they can also be conscripted into off-world German civilizations? That's not really what I want to do, but I have this idea that somehow we can make a connection with all the breakaway civilizations that are all around us, and we can channel that information through StarCard Podcast, and we can affect a consciousness change around the planet because there's a lot of people doing it. There's a lot of people sending messages, putting in puzzle pieces together so we can get beyond the mindset of what they're trying to limit us to. I'm not strictly following my notes, but I feel like I'm doing a good job right now. Let's see what I got. Oh, yeah. So when you consider all those things, that whole story about me, you know, if I follow the 10 commandments and I try to be a good person, there's a good chance I'll get into heaven. I got my fingers crossed. Well, yeah, that seems like a bit of an old-fashioned model. And for those who are totally not up to speed, as I was not until a couple of years ago, okay, they actually removed reincarnation from the Roman Catholic Catechism. It was originally there. And I encourage you to check out a person named Giordano Bruno, Bruno. He was combating that idea back in the 1500s, and he was burned at the stake for that. Let's continue. That was page 1. I only got 2 more pages. Then we're going to invite the tarot world to comment, and then it's tarot for the audience. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Wow, we have quite a crowd going there. That's pretty great. All right, so I've been talking about my own self, my own situation personally, using my imagination because I got too much time on my hands and I'm trying hard to figure out what's going on in my life. But however, you know, now as long as you're here, as long as you're listening, as long as you're giving me a chance to share some ideas here, what if each of us has been in this amusement park called Surface Planet Earth? What if we've been in this amusement park so long that we've forgotten that really this is not the real world? We may even have forgotten where we parked the car in section S17. We've forgotten we're an amusement park. You know, this is a tiny slice of life. People in the breakaways live a couple of 100 years. We're only here for 60, 70 if we're lucky. Okay, not enough time to figure out what's going on. Whenever you leave an amusement park and you still wish that you were there going on rides, that's a good time to leave, right? Leave on a good note, leave on a high note, and that's when you know you had a good time. But anyway, here are some limiting beliefs that I would, you know, want to combat or challenge. Follow along with me, everybody. All right. So, hey, the people that give me the stories, the people that help me shape my perspective on life. All right. You keep telling me about Santa Claus. Yeah, I know about Santa Claus. I know. Yeah, right. You keep telling me I only have 5 senses. Okay. Is that the party line? Only 5 senses? That's for national security, right? Because if we tell them about the other senses, then those senses can't be militarized or even privatized. When they say we only have 5 senses, I got kind of upset when I was writing my notes, and I actually wrote this. I said, you know, it's as illogical, it's plain stupid, this whole idea of only having 5 senses. You know, it's as illogical as Sean Spicer telling us how big the crowds are at the inauguration, if anyone remembers that from about a decade ago, okay? And we could all see for ourselves. We have more than 5 senses. We have more than 5. Acquaint yourself with them. Recognize what they are and acquaint yourself. You have a special brand and variety of your own senses, okay? You can bring in information in a way differently than I can and anyone else can. Everyone's fingerprint is different. Everyone's psychic fingerprint is different. All right, so let's continue, right? Santa Claus, only 5 senses. All right, no extraterrestrial life? No? Really? No telepathy? No telepathy? I don't know. Really? I feel differently about that. Okay? And you say no telepathy. All right, so whatever. No telepathy, no extraterrestrials. You can go along with that. Meanwhile, I'm going to go talk to my star family right now. I'm not waiting around for somebody else to tell me about disclosure. I'm going to have disclosure right now. I got my own disclosure right here. I'm Breakaway Ray, and I'm breaking away live and on camera. I am done with my notes, so check me out. Where'd that prop go? Did I really lose that prop? Okay, I'm going to go downstairs, everybody. Stand by. It's time for a tarot throw. Whoop. Oh, I know where that prop went. Here we go. I'm all excited for the drama of STARPOCALYPSE meh. I got your disclosure right here. Well, this is the one that I wanted to show you, but I made one beforehand. You can see I was getting too carried away. I was feeling my Joe Pesci, my inner Joe Pesci. STARPOCALYPSE meh. I got your disclosure right here. And the point is, we should interact now. You can interact right now. It's going to take some practice, okay? But eventually you'll get there. Anyway, STARPOCALYPSE meh. Let's throw the Robin Hood cards. They've been good to us. And I want to get my life the way I like it. Here we go, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining me. Right after this, it's tarot for the audience. So glad you could join me. Wow, Saturday morning, we have so many friends. You guys interrupting watching cartoons to hang out with me. That is cool. Check it out. I'm going to shuffle. That is cool, everybody. Everyone who's watching, because the Ace of Wands says there's magic in the air, and the King of Swords says it's the right thing to do. Thanks for joining me, everybody. That's righteous. All right, Tarot World. We don't need to wait around for disclosure with a capital D. We can have it right now. That includes information that we need to be ready for. It's going to be unexpected. Wow. Okay. And that information is power. You know, once we blow the lid off Santa Claus, things are going to change. All right. Everybody knows I love Santa. We both love that particular day of the year so much for lots of reasons. Here we go. Starpocalypse meh. First up, it's the Nine of Pentacles. The fruits of your labor. You know what? I would say that these are the senses beyond the five that we talk about. These are the special gifts that are part of your DNA. Don't forget that your whole body is an antenna, and it's a hardware system to receive information from the Akashic record and the ether around us and from around the universe and throughout dimensions and time. Wow, what a heavy card. Should I just stop right there? No way. We got a long message coming at us. All right, so the Two of Pentacles, this dreamy looking card, talks about juggling multiple priorities. So you could see he's holding two worlds. One of them is the real world that is around us. It could include beliefs that might be perceived as self-limiting. Meanwhile, we're trying to bring in from the moonlight and the sky and that weird bird flying boat thing in the sky there, something so imaginative and creative. We're trying to bring in another reality. We're going to balance them together this year. Yeah. And we're going to be like the Page of Pentacles, looking at a snow globe at a new world, each of us. Hey, if you saw yesterday's episode, you know what's going on with these cards. So when you do that, you'll have the Ten of Pentacles. Why don't we go to the book on the Ten of Pentacles? Ten of Pentacles. The older patriarch of a large estate sits with two loyal dogs at his feet. His children stand below an archway, while his grandchild pets one of the dogs. After building financial wealth, you are now able to create a legacy or share it with your family. It could be the family you were born into or you've created. Remember those pentacles? It's been all pentacles so far. We had all these tools and gifts, and we're tapping into them now. It's opening up a new world for us to look at, and it's improving the world around us right now, right? We're floating everybody's boat, even in a financial way. Wow. And then the Devil card says it's time to let go of what doesn't serve us anymore. It's time to break away, shall we? And the final part of our message, wow. We have the Death card and the Ace of Wands. The Death card says endings, beginnings, and transformations. And the Ace of Wands talks about making magic, everybody. Thanks for watching StarCard Podcast. How about that? Tarot World delivers another great punchline. Thank you very much. Starpocalypse, meh. Thank you, Tarot World. And now we're ready for Tarot for the audience. Apparently, we have quite a few people to say hello to. Some of you have name tags already here in the podcast studios. And if you're new, I'm going to make a name tag for you. Thanks a lot for tuning in, everybody. Thank you, Tarot World. So I'm going to go through right now and say hi to people. Then I'll figure out whose name tags I have and whose name tags I need to make. I want to thank you for your patience, and it's a lot of fun having you here. Thank you very much. Let's see who's here. I see, excuse me, someone keeps, maybe lots of you are sending those little soda bubble hearts. Those things really pump me up. Thanks a lot. All right. So, hello, Derek and Desiree, Woo Riders. I've been marveling about that dramatic message from yesterday. Anyway, great to have you back. Thank you so much. Hope you're having a good weekend. Let's see. Spiderbite is here from down under. Hi, Spiderbite. All right. Psychic Liz Cross. Hello, Psychic Liz Cross. I've been thinking about you. All right. I see you brought some friends. Thank you very much, Psychic Liz Cross. Hello, Stephanie Clark is here. Hi, Stephanie. Who else we got? Hi, God's Flow. Thanks for tuning in again. Johnny Anderson. All right. Welcome back, Johnny. Good to see you. Let's see. Lisa Talcott. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Arizona Raven. Well, hi, Robin827. Welcome to the show. Hello. Looks like someone named Nishan28. Hello, Nishan. Thanks for joining us. And I had to zoom in there with my eyes. It looks like M. Nadia. I want to say hello, M. Nadia. And Dennis is in the house. Dennis Hoffmeyer. Hello, Dennis. Thanks for joining us. So I'm going to get out the name tag box and we'll make name tags for new people and we'll figure out who wants a reading. If you don't want a reading, it would actually help me if you typed in all capital letters right now. No reading, thank you. I'm just here for the fun. All right. So some of us have name tags already. God's Flow. I made you a shamrock. Lisa Talcott. Snowman is not melted yet. Okay. We're still in February, so I have some Valentines here. Right. I've got a heart for Stephanie Clark. I heart you, Stephanie Clark. Who else do I heart? Yeah. I heart you, Psychic Liz Cross. Thanks for showing up. That's pretty awesome. Happy Saturday. All right. Let me see who else is in here. Did I see? I think I saw Danny Hawk. Hi, Danny Hawk. Are you out there? I got a heart for you. All right. I'm going to start making a couple of shamrocks here. Yeah, there's Danny Hawk. Now I see her. Oh, wait. I've got schoolhouses and I got Arizona Ravens on top. Wow, big day at the StarCard podcast. Nice. I thought I was going to get in and get out. Okay, so now it's time for me to start making some new ones here. Robin827, classic. Well done on the request, Robin. Okay. Hey, the rear gunner's here. Hi, rear gunner. All right. See you later, Stephanie Clark. Thanks for dropping in. Check the recording later. I'll throw you some cards, okay? Okay. Nishan28. There you go, Nishan. Hey, I feel like there's somebody I'm missing. I'm going to scroll up a little bit and check. Ooh, Johnny Anderson. Hey, Johnny, I'm going to make you a shamrock. Got Arizona Raven. Spider Bite. You have a schoolhouse Spider Bite, right? Oh, and Derek. There's Derek. There you go, Spider Bite. You know, your name is written in invisible ink. Got it? Is there a new friend that I'm missing? Let me check. Oh, I'm going to enjoy reading this later. Oh, M. Nadia, did I get you? Oh, Nishan's name is Courtney. All right, I just caught that message. Hi, Courtney. All right, all right. Okay, so I think I got caught up with all the name tags. I'll show you what I got, and in case I missed you, just go ahead and type in the chat, and I'll catch up. We have a lot of friends who helped me. Wow. Obviously, I love everybody so much, but we got a lot of readings here today. So hang on. M. Nadia, Courtney, Johnny Anderson, 700, Robin 827. Okay, am I getting confused? Nishan, Kim. I meant to say Lisa Talcott, and I pulled out Kimberly's. Wait a second. There's Lisa. Lisa's Snow Person. Spider Bite. Danny. Psychic Liz Cross. Stephanie Clark. The Rear Gunner. God's Flow. Derek and Arizona Raven. So I'm going to declare that's my limit. Unless you are already in the chat and I missed your request, I will not accept any other requests, please. Thank you so much. I know how much I really love throwing tarot cards, but that's quite a bit. Actually, I have other things I have to get to today. But if you're interested, you can send me an email and we could talk some more. All right, Nishan is Courtney. Okay, thank you for helping me, Arizona Raven, and everybody. Let's go downstairs. Dennis Hoffmeyer, I forgot you. I am adding Dennis. Hoffy. Shall I have to write like the handle, or I'm gonna lose track of what I'm doing. So let me write down Dennis's name here. Well, we'll just call him Dennis Hoffy. That's easy. Here you go, Mr. Hoffy. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for the help, Arizona Raven. And now, on with the show. Cool. Got it the way I want. Oh, wow. Thanks for all the likes, everybody. That's really nice. I appreciate it. All right. We're going to go with a set of 3 and 2, and we'll start with Dennis Hoffy. Thanks for joining us at StarCard today, Hoffy. Hey, I need something a little bit more cinematic there. There we go. Molto bene. Where's Amy Rizzo at? All right, here we go. All right, Tarot World, we got a lot of people lined up. It's almost like they want to come sit on Santa's lap. I know you got a positive, fun, inspirational message for Dennis. Thank you, Tarot World. Thanks for the training. Yes, indeed, I'm having a good time. These cards are for Dennis. We're going to go 3 and 2. This is for entertainment purposes only. Hey, I want to thank Rear Gunner for that message. Let me just keep things going here. Thank you, Rear Gunner. I appreciate that help. The Judgment card. Well, the Judgment card talks about swapping out the old and bringing in the new. It's like a new year, Dennis. And wow, speaking of a new year, swapping out the old and bringing in the new, here's the Eight of Cups. He's the walk-away card. And I want to say that my story with the Eight of Cups guy is that he looks good doing it. His cloak isn't purple, but it does look royal in lots of ways. And he's walking away from something that would look good enough to everybody else, but not to him. In fact, he's going to find his own path by the moonlight in the dark because he knows where to go. His intuition is very strong. So maybe you see that there's a big change coming in. Maybe you feel it and it just hasn't materialized yet. And then the final part is, well, we are talking about intuition, Hoffy. Here's the High Priestess. So again, if you're really in tune with your intuition, maybe you realize that there's a big change coming in. But if there's a big change coming in and you're not really consciously aware of it, don't worry. Subconsciously, it's all been part of your plan. You've been sorting it out with your higher self. And the last part of your message is sweet. Well, you have the Four of Pentacles. That's the card that tells me to prize what shines. So, value and treasure joy. Don't let things drag you down. Shine your light, because it follows up with the Death card, which talks about endings, beginnings, and transformations. Endings, beginnings, and transformations. So you may be aware of the transitions in your life, and I wouldn't worry about it. This guy is walking away in confidence. He's walking off into the sunset. It's going to be a happy ending. The High Priestess is navigating. She knows exactly where you're going. So all you got to do is follow the light, prize what shines, remember what you enjoy. Okay, way to go, Dennis. I appreciate the invitation to read. Thank you, Tarot World. That was a nice, compact, inspirational message. All right, next up, I've got God's Flow. God's Flow, I'm going to throw the Ethereal Bloom deck. It's got the pretty flowers on it. Here we go. These cards are for God's Flow. I would love to see the Sun card, I just want to say, because I want it to be warm where God's Flow is at. Let's send her some warmth. All right, these cards are for God's Flow. Here we go. These cards for God's Flow. Oh yeah, the Tarot World knows you. This is like your 18th season with the team. Here we go, God's Flow. The Chariot. Let's keep it going. And you got those two dogs from the Moon card that bark at the moon all night. Anyway, keep it going. Yeah, you're welcome, Dennis. I appreciate your feedback. Anyway, here you go, God's Flow. Keep it going with the Ace of Swords. Follow the truth. Yeah, you might as well hold on to your integrity because that's all we got, right? Just like what they say about the ancient Egyptian religion, they bring you when you die to the place where your soul is weighed against the feather of truth, right? That's all we got when we get there. So aim to have integrity. You might as well. And the Nine of Pentacles says it's actually going to bring you riches. You're going to be upgraded. If I could deliberately misinterpret the Hindu caste system, you would be passing away as a being in one caste, but because you did such a good job, you'll be upgrading in the next life. Although I realize that most of us here were kind of hoping we wouldn't have to come back for another one. But you know what? We're not done with the reading yet, God's Flow. Those are just examples. Here we go. Yay. All right. So while all this is going on, God's Flow, you're watching the STARCARD podcast for inspiration and rejuvenation because you're the Queen of Wands. You have a zest for life. You are determined to thrive. And might I add, you really did dress elegantly for the party. Thanks a lot, God's Flow. I appreciate it so much. Way to go, Tarot World. So I want to welcome, I see we have a couple of new friends, Mrs. Patrow and Marika Eklund. I want to say welcome to both of you. We already drew the line. If you look up in the chat, I have quite a lot of readings. So, but if you tune in another time or send me an email if you like, I'd like to throw a few cards for Arizona Raven very quickly. Here we go. I come out a couple of times a week, so lots of people get a couple of readings a week. I do invite you to come back in case I can't get to you today. All right, we're going to throw a few cards for Arizona Raven. Thanks for all the help, Arizona Raven. Isn't this fun? By the way, Arizona Raven and I, we're well into our day at this point. We're early birds, she and I. Here we go. These cards for Arizona Raven. Right on, everybody. This card wanted to come out. These cards are for... Nope, that's a bunch of them. Here we go. Anyway, Arizona Raven also knows tarot. Here we go, Arizona Raven. These are for you. The Three of Cups. We're celebrating. We're having a good time with our friends. The Judgment card showed up again. Gee, we got to get like a bath towel or something, a robe for that lady. Swapping out the old, bringing in the new. It doesn't matter how many times it happens. When new people come around and it's springtime and there's new animals on the ranch, it's always a time to celebrate. All right, spring. Yeah, and the Knight of Cups makes you feel like the knight in shining armor with all the new life that's worth celebrating all around you. Meanwhile, yay. You have the Seven of Cups, which talks about lots of opportunities. And you have the Page of Swords, which talks about new ways of communicating. The suggestion to me is, guess what? We're going to be making a bunch of new friends. Is that like a fun thing for you, Arizona Raven? I mean, I realize your new friends might be not human. I knew that every year in the classroom, I could look forward to meeting a whole new group of people to be locked in a room with for 6 hours a day, 180 days a year. All right. I hope you have a good weekend. Thank you very much. Hey, Dennis. I want to say congratulations and thanks so much for sharing that wonderful good news with everybody in the chat. Hey, that's fantastic. Awesome. Well, bring this calls for you, Dennis. All right. Hey, Tarot World, you're really working some magic. See, we're all doing it together. It's team manifestation. Let's throw some cards for Derek. Derek, let's go with the craft cards. The craft cards are just like the classic cards that someone requested, except the classic cards have words on them. Same imagery, but these don't. Oh, look, it's the sun card. Everything's going to be all right. This is like good news for Dennis. Woo, the sun is shining. All right, let's throw for Derek. Come on, Tarot World. You're feeling good. Let's throw some fun cards for Derek. Here we go, Blue Riders. Wow. Yay. Well, there's one of your cards. Okay, you can have that one. And then let's throw some more for Derek. This is going to be right there. Okay. All right. So the card that flipped out for Derek first is the Empress card. And for those who have been around this month at StarCard, you know that this is a loaded card, totally multi-dimensional. There is even a playlist at StarCard Podcast called 5 Days with the Empress. The Empress is someone who wastes not, want not. She's taken everything, even the things that people were throwing away, and she's magically transformed everything into something beautiful. And now she's on top of the world. So, and that reminds me a little bit of the exciting, dramatic reading we had yesterday. Well, here you go, Woo Riders. Here comes the rest of your message, the prequel to what brought us to the Empress card. Well, the Three of Wands card is the card that says luck is where preparation meets opportunity. So even though no one saw it coming at you, you were still preparing and expanding your ideas and your goals, just in case opportunities came your way. And then, yay, there's that card from yesterday, Derek, the Magician. And then when the right time came, you made your magic happen, right? The Magician has all the tools. He's got the cup, he's got the pentacle, he's got the wand, he's got the other thing, the sword. The whole thing is he's just got to wait for the right time to use the right spell. So yeah, luck is where preparation meets opportunity. You made your magic happen. And then, your magic, I know this from throwing cards for you before, involves the High Priestess. It involves your higher self. It involves manipulating the matrix and manipulating reality to your own favor. Maybe you get a lot of practice at this and you're all, dude, I don't need all this practice. But the Eight of Pentacles reminds us that these repetitive skills actually benefit us in a way. Bo Jackson didn't run up the wall in center field just on a lark. He had to practice over and over and over again to get there. And you're born to be Bo Jackson, bro. All right. And then the Eight of Cups reminds us about walking away and looking good doing it. Like the anti-hero in the Batman movie who blew up Arkham Hospital. Is that the name of the hospital? Arkham Hospital? Woo, that would be, yeah. Anyway, walking away, not even looking about what's behind. I already made my magic. I already know where I'm going. I got a good navigator. Look at these powerful cards. The Empress, the High Priestess, and the Magician. 1, 2, 3. All right. Thanks for joining our party today, Derek. I appreciate it. I would say have a good weekend, but it sounds like that's what's already happening. Thank you, Tarot World. That was really awesome. Here we go. Next up, it's Stephanie Clark. Stephanie, let's throw some Ethereal Bloom cards for you. Thank you, Tarot World. Would you like to share a positive, inspirational message for Stephanie Clark? I'm pretty sure that's what she wants to do. Share positive, inspirational messages for people or with people. Here we go. These cards are for Stephanie. Thanks for tuning in, Stephanie. I appreciate your support. These cards are for Stephanie, and they're for entertainment purposes only. All right. We have the Four of Pentacles, prizing what shines. The King of Swords, sharing the truth. Maybe you know of a real King of Swords. And then the Seven of Cups. There's so many opportunities. There's so many opportunities to share the light and the truth with people. So you are a custodian of this knowledge, and you're just the right person to spread the good word. How you like that, Stephanie Clark? All right. Thank you, Tarot World. What a wonderful message. That's why I like this deck, by the way, the Ethereal Bloom. The messages come really fluidly for some reason. So I see we have a new friend in the chat. Hello, lady. And I just want to say, if you scroll up through the chat, you'll see that we already have our quota for today. I'm sorry if I can't throw some cards for you today, but I would love to throw cards for you. So please join us another day. I come out a couple of times a week. I'm going to throw Psychic Liz Cross, some tarot cards now. Here we go, Psychic Liz Cross. Thanks for bringing some friends to the party. Thank you, lady. All right, these cards are for Psychic Liz Cross. Showing up on a Saturday. I feel like she's working on a Saturday. That lady's working every day. Well, when you're a parent, it's a full-time job. You're always on the clock. Yeah, we're going to go with a 5-card sentence for Psychic Liz Cross. Well, I get such a kick. I'm reading cards for Psychic Liz Cross. She's Psychic Liz Cross. Anyway, here you go, Psychic Liz Cross. Strength, power. You know what? I'd like to read about this from the book. I mean, everybody who knows Psychic Liz Cross already knows why that card was thrown. But let's read from the book. Get another look. Strength. Tap into your inner strength and resilience to overcome obstacles. Gain control through patience and compassion rather than outward force. I want to say that that's a message Psychic Liz Cross already knows. So she demonstrates that. I'm sorry, I want to get the light right. She demonstrates this strength. This is a picture of her being strong. Okay. And at the same time, she can explore the world like no one else can. Look at that image of that person flying through the sky in a universe that a lot of us don't see. But Psychic Liz Cross can see it in a big way. This is almost like a sentence in the language of Spanish where you put an exclamation point, not just at the end, but at the beginning. The Page of Wands. I like the Page of Wands. I'm going to go to the book on the Page of Wands. Hang on a second. Because it has more to do about vision. And we know with Psychic Liz Cross, it's seeing things that we don't see. Most of us. Page of Wands. The page signals a person who sees the potential in opportunities. The page has a long-term vision, but may not have acted yet. Maybe all he needs is a plan. This is part of a timeline. This is a story. This is not something, this is like a reflection of Psychic Liz Cross. This may not be something that's going on in her life. It might be something that is transpiring in a way. 10 of Pentacles, ka-ching, cash register, domestic bliss, harmony with the universe. And yay, see, there she is, the Empress. Let's read about the Empress. You know, it's getting like, it's hard not to take the tarot world for granted. They make it look so easy. Here you are, the Empress. Connect with your nurturing femininity and enjoy the beauty of life. You may also be experiencing a burst of creativity. Congratulations, Psychic Liz Cross, on the way you have transformed your world and the world around you by using your gift of sight, which has also brought you financial security, as well as emotional and intellectual and spiritual balance. Wow, I want to thank Psychic Liz Cross and the tarot world for allowing me to sound eloquent just then. All right. Thank you, Tarot World. I'm going to give these a toss, and then we're going to throw some cards for, looks like Danny is next. Hey, Danny, welcome back. Thanks for joining the show. We're going to go to the classic deck. Here we go. That's better. All right, Tarot World. Thanks for making me look good. Keep it going. Here comes Danny Hawk. Can we throw some fun, inspirational cards for Danny, please? Danny, who sure seems like she likes to learn. She's always chasing new ideas. Whoa. Here we go. These cards are for Danny. Thank you very much. These cards are for Danny Hawk. There we go. Hey, are we all having fun playing with tarot cards? This is great. It works for you. It works for me. Here we go, Danny. First up, it's the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune talks about good luck, karma, life cycles, destiny, turning point, change, inevitable fate, ups and downs, and also says the word unpredictable. The words turning point, change, and inevitable fate seem to ring louder to me. It also says here on the side of the card, a return to the beginning only at a higher level in the spiral of life. So you just made it like through one level of the video game, and now it's time to start the next level, because here comes the Magician. Wow, Danny. Action, creation, manifestation, power, self-confidence, clarity, willpower, skill, and creativity. On the side of the card, it reads, the beginning of the projects and creative endeavors. You know, all that learning we were just talking about, Danny? Well, now's the time for you to use it in that next video game level. And it's a good thing, too. The Six of Swords says you're being guided in the right direction by an invisible hand. It says on the card, transition, change, leaving behind, releasing baggage, and moving on. Wow, Danny, big changes afoot. Oh, wow. So you have the King of Wands guy. He's the big picture person. He overcomes all obstacles. Doesn't have to be pretty, but he gets the job done. And then you have the King of Swords. Let's read to you about the King of Swords. Head over heart, disciplined, truthful, honest, mental clarity, and authority. Did you, Danny, did you just get two kings in a row, a double king like that? If you haven't already perceived yourself as an empowered individual, you probably should. There's a lot of magic going on, and you're not alone in this boat. Anyway, good luck in the next level. Thanks for inviting me to read. Oh, hello, Kimberly Bamford. We were talking about you earlier. I invite you to scroll up through the chat, Kimberly Bamford. I'm afraid I hit my quota with readings. We had quite a large crowd today. So I invite you to check back on another day. Meanwhile, I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more left to go here. We're going to go to Spider Bite. Here we go, Spider Bite. It's your turn. I'm going to go with the classic deck again. Just a moment. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Kimberly. Awesome. It's great having you here. We're having fun. These cards are for Spider Bite. These cards feel nice to shuffle. Thanks a lot, Spider Bite. I know you were tuning in when I showed up on Rob's show on Valentine's Day. That was fun. These cards are for Spider Bite. Whoa. All right. Here we go, Spider Bite. Thanks for inviting me to read. Some kind of fun, inspirational messages here. Wow, that's fun and inspirational. How about the 10 of Cups, the dream come true card? For sure. I'm already inspired. Want to quit while we're ahead? No, I threw 5 cards. Here I go. The 7 of Pentacles, you're really good at nurturing and cultivating things. Like, for example, all the kids like to play at your house because you're the mom that, goes out of her way to get the treats for all the kids. It's always fun and welcoming over there. Maybe not as much as like maybe some of the other kids' friends' house. You're everybody's mom in the neighborhood. Look, everyone in the neighborhood likes hanging out at your place. Wow. There's a 6 of Cups. When people hang out at your house, they have good memories. There's fond nostalgia. All right. And then the kids, here's the 5 of Wands, and then the kids all go out to play. And so we close with the King of Swords, who says that's the truth. And there's something about approval here. If he's saying that's the truth, nobody can contest that. All right, Spider Bite, that was fun. Thanks for inviting me to read. I'm going to give these a toss. And looks like Lisa Talcott is next. Here we go, Lisa. These are the Ethereal Bloom cards. What's going on with my light? Here we go. These cards are for Lisa. Thank you, Tarot World. We're all ready for a fun message for Lisa Talcott. Yay, go team. These cards are for Lisa. All right, Lisa. Here we go. Oh, wait. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait a second. They were not in order yet. There you go. That's better. First up, Ace of Cups. New life, new baby, proposals. Your cup runneth over. The abundance of the universe. You're tapping in. The Tower. In order to get to it, there's this thing that you had in your closet and you forgot about it. And now you got to clean out the closet to find that thing because it's going to be so awesome that you held on to it. You're going to breathe new life into it. And the Five of Wands, well, this is the orchestrated disagreement card. Even though these fairies look like they're dancing harmoniously, let's just say there's going to be a lot of action, there's going to be a flurry of action as we throw things out of the closet to find that abundance. It's probably like something from your childhood, some kind of thing that you really used to enjoy, and now you have a chance to pursue it even further. Meanwhile, how nice. It's you have the High Priestess and the Six of Swords. The High Priestess says you're in connection with the spirit world and your higher self, and the Six of Swords says that your higher self and the spirit world is guiding you from rougher waters to calmer waters. This is all divine planning. It was time to clean that closet. There had to be a little bit of stuff and a little bit of cleanup and reorganization because we had to go find that blessing that we just haven't explored yet or enough. Hey, Lisa, thanks very much for inviting me to read. I appreciate it. I'm going to give these cards a toss. Thank you, Tarot World. STARPOCALYPSE, man. See, ain't no big deal. Start automatic writing. Get yourself a journal. Start learning tarot. It could only take you like a couple of months to get feedback like this. That's the difference. With the tarot world, you're asking them what's going on, and you're trying to figure out the message. You're trying to interpret the language. But when you're writing, it's like a different process. Who are we on here? Oh, Nishan. Here we go, Nishan. Really nice to meet you. I know the tarot world is sending a message your way. Thank you for helping me, tarot world. Nishan's been waiting with bated breath. Here comes some fireworks for you, Nishan, from the tarot world. This message is for Nishan. Thank you. These cards are for Nishan. All right, this is for entertainment purposes only. I'm having fun. Thanks for joining me. Six of Cups. Nostalgia. Happy memories. Intergenerational cooperation. Six of Swords. Being guided from rougher waters to calmer waters by a divine hand. All these happy memories seem so blessed and divine. And the Knight of Swords. Well, let's go to the book about the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords. Sometimes we are so driven that we don't always consider the consequences. Don't give in to hasty, blind ambition. These are unusual messages I hear from the Knight of Swords. This is, in fact, the book that goes with this deck. I'm going to read to you. That was the one that just had the upright meaning. I want to read to you about relationships and then the career one. Maybe those may apply. So relationships, be careful about jumping into a relationship too soon. Revisit your values and your needs and wants before committing. Right now, I suddenly got the idea of a pros and cons list. And then here's the idea behind the career reading. Harness the Knight's energy of determination to achieve big things with your career. Don't hesitate to jump on the next opportunity if it feels right. All right, maybe that's the meaning I was looking for, but I gave you several different takes on it. So all these divine memories, I don't know why I thought military, but like some people join the military and they go through something called boot camp. The first 6 weeks is where they drill you and you train, and it can be quite excruciating and painful and challenging. But at the same time, some people look back on boot camp and say, wow, those are the best days of my life because I really learned about myself and what I could do and what I could accomplish. So, this is a good way to look back on all events in our lives. This is probably a message for me, by the way, but this is for you, Nishan. I'm going with what my imagination tells me here. You remember the good times, and then you also realize you've transformed the times that weren't so good into what really became good things. You built upon those. You didn't let those things happen again. And part of that was because you were following your soul's path and you had the assistance of your spirit guides. And you should continue moving in that kind of direction. You're in the groove. Stay on that train. Guess what? That was all preparation because you have the death card and the justice card. So the death card talks about endings and beginnings and transformations. After all this, you're ready for this change. And you know what else is special about this change? It's righteous. It's the justice card. It talks about balance and talks about the law even. It talks about cause and effect. Because you were committed to doing the right thing the whole time, justice is coming your way. Well, Nishan, I hope this shamrock brings you some good luck. Thanks for inviting me to read. You are welcome. Hi, Robin. I got your message too. I realize you're next, and I appreciate your feedback. Thank you so much. Here we go. Yeah, here we go, Robin. Robin 827, you want the classic deck. I like the one with the words. That's the one I learned in a hurry with. Here we go. We'll get a lot of information from this. All right, Tarot World. You mean you still have more fireworks? Let's shoot them off. Robin wants to show. Let's have a fun, inspirational message for Robin, please. Thank you. These cards are for Robin. 827. 827. These cards are for Robin. Those two, okay. Wow. I think this is the second time today the Wheel of Fortune card led off the batting order here. The Wheel of Fortune, good luck, karma, life cycles, destiny, turning point, change, inevitable fate, ups and downs, unpredictable. And yet at the same time, it seems very predictable. I'm looking at this card and I'm drawn to the whole thing where the angel in the upper left part of the sky is reading a book, and the phoenix-looking bird on the right is looking at a book. And then there's a, what do they call those flying lion guys from Tartaria? The griffin. There's a griffin looking at a book in the lower cloud. And then get out of here, there's a flying cow reading a book in the clouds. All right, so everyone's got a book. When I was in the classroom, we had silent reading time. It's silent reading time, everybody. Wow. The Five of Swords shows up. Hold on, Robin. Everything's going to be all right. The Five of Swords, conflict, disagreements, competition, defeat, winning at all costs, sneakiness, bulliness. Sorry, did I say bulliness? That's a funny word. Bullies, theft, abusive relationships. It also has these terms on the card: instability, exaggeration, overexertion, strife, changes, and it even says freedom and loss. It almost sounds like there's a big court date coming up. Oh, but guess what? Whatever happens, the Ten of Cups says, don't worry. You're divinely protected. The Ten of Cups says it's a dream come true. The Ten of Cups, divine love, harmony, blissful relationships, alignment, inner happiness, fulfillment, dreams come true, family contentment, total love and support. Well, I would like to call your attention to the movie Saturday Night Fever, where the character played by John Travolta is having dinner with his family. It's an Italian-American family in New York City. And there's a little burst of physical activity at the table among the family members. And yet, at the same time, they continue eating dinner as a family. So it may look boisterous and even abusive, but we're all family here. I mean, it was time for that kind of thing to happen anyway. So it sounds like we're going to turn this Five of Swords upside down, Robin. And Five of Swords has a different meaning reversed. Let's read the reverse Five of Swords. Past resentment, desire to reconcile, making amends, desire to forgive. Do we all want to be happy in the house? It's time to forgive and move on. Let me do that again. It's time to forgive and move on. Yay. And the world says it's all going to be over. It's all going to be completed. And the Nine of Pentacles says we can operate from the fruits of our labor from there. We will have improved our communication, for example, and we can carry on fruitfully. I don't know what the story is, Robin, but I hope that was a fun, entertaining reading. Thank you very much for inviting me to read. I appreciate you visiting. I got a couple shamrocks left. I got M. Nadia, and then I got Johnny Anderson. You're my finale, sir. All right, so here we go, M. Nadia. Thanks a lot for waiting around for your reading. I appreciate your patience. Let's throw some Robin Wood for you. These cards are for M. Nadia. Thanks a lot for tuning in today, M. Nadia. Well, we did a good job, everybody. We'll be able to close up shop just in time. Wow, what a great weekend we're all going to have. I will read the chat after the show. Thanks a lot, everyone, for your participation. Here we go. These cards are for M. Nadia, please. Yes, thank you. A positive, inspirational message for M. Nadia. M. Nadia, I keep hearing I need to pull a bonus card for you. I mean, because I want to. I'm not quite sure. That's unusual and unorthodox. I've got 4 different decks. Robin Wood, Classic, The Craft, and Ethereal Bloom. It's this card. We're going to pull this card. You get a bonus card from a different deck. That is a weird thing. I never did this. Well, something like that almost happened once before, but by accident. Let's have some fun, M. Nadia. Let's see what happens. Ooh, I'm so glad you showed up today. It's the Two of Cups card, which talks about, communication, but also when it's at the beginning of a sentence like this, it's like the operator calling up on the telephone and saying, collect call from the spirit world. Will you accept the charges? Yes, we will. Here comes a message from the spirit world, M. Nadia. First up, this message is the truth, says the King of Swords. So let's be very clear. This is an authoritative message. Wow. And the Eight of Swords, well, the Eight of Swords is my card that says as much as you can imagine. So, am I exaggerating? Here comes a message from the spirit world. For real, it's the truth. As much as you can imagine, this is the real deal. What's the message? I don't know. Wow. You have the Sun card. The real deal, the real message is, M. Nadia, everything's going to be all right. The sun is shining. And that you should continue to play. I don't like, this is the Page of Swords. I don't like the idea of someone playing with a sword. But look, this person is running through the field downhill gleefully. That's how you should approach life. Like you're running downhill gleefully. Like you're almost like you're flying a kite and you're practically flying yourself. That's the message from the spirit world. Be joyful. You're good at it. And when you're good at it, you're in a groove. So go create something. What's with the bonus card, Tarot World? It's the Page of Wands. You got 2 pages. That's a double announcement. A double announcement. So while you're running downhill, don't forget to have perspective and also realize there's limitless potential. There's a whole lot more you have not explored yet. The Page of Wands, let's go to the book. Oh, yeah, and I'm going to go back and read the Sun card to you, too. Please stand by. The Page of Wands, that's this guy right here. The Page of Wands stands in a barren desert, wears a tunic imprinted with salamanders. He gazes at his wand and ponders its endless possibilities. This page signals a person who sees the potential in opportunities. He has a long-term vision, but may not have acted yet. Maybe all he needs is a plan. Yeah. Start setting some goals. Be extravagant. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. Thanks a lot for inviting me to read, Nadia. Have fun. Oh, I got 2 decks to toss. All right, Robin. Yeah, enjoy John Travolta in one of his early roles. And then finally, here comes Johnny Anderson 700. I appreciate your long-term support there, Johnny. Hey, Nadia, you're so welcome. I really appreciate you typing that message to me. Believe me, that makes my day too. That was an exciting reading, Nadia. Thanks, Tarot World. I'm making friends around the planet. Here we go. These cards are for Johnny. Johnny Anderson, 700. Whoops. Hey, Johnny, I threw your card on the ground. I picked it up. That's a good card. Hang on. We got 2 more coming. Oh, wait, Johnny, before we get started, I told Nadia I was going to read about the Sun card. And we all need to hear about the Sun card because this is Saturday. Okay. And we're all going to have a good day. The Sun card, whatever day it is for you, everybody. The warming rays of the sun bring happiness and abundance. Channel its power and people will be drawn to your energy. Yeah, everyone wants to hang out in the sun. All right. Whoops. Here we go, Johnny. These cards are for you. The 2 of Wands. You have a good plan. The universe likes your plan. The universe says you have the green light, go. And the world is your oyster. You got 2 worlds here. Whatever. Anyway, let's see what the King of Pentacles. Wow. You got some good plans and you're very circumspect, I would say cosmically so, in what's going on in your life. And you're sitting there like the King of Pentacles. You're totally in charge for good reason. Wow. What could the reason be, Johnny Anderson? Could it be you're the magician and you know how to wield the sword? And that sword represents words. It also represents truth. You're in the, dare I say, of all people, what do I know? Are you in the right vibration? Are you in God's vibration? Is that why you're sitting on the throne like a King of Pentacles? You accomplish what you accomplish in life by working together with the spirit world to make the magic happen. Just following the truth. Just having integrity. 1:23:23 on my timer. All right. I had a lot of fun today. I wish I could throw tarot cards for longer. Come back again and visit me. Hey, everybody, you made my day. My name is Breakaway Ray. Now get out there and make your own day. All right. See you next time on StarCard. Dun, 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 dun.